guys, welcome back to this place. If you are new, welcome here for the very first time. I am Carmen, and today we are watching season 3, episode 6 of Dark. We are rapidly approaching the end of Dark, and that reminds me that if you guys are watching this on YouTube, that you can actually vote in the poll. It will be live when this episode is live on YouTube, and you can help me decide what replaces Dark as our next reaction series. If you're interested in helping me choose, you can just go over to Patreon. It is linked in the description down below. It is the first tier, so it's just the $1 tier, and yeah, you can help me decide what follows Dark, which honestly is a very tall order because I absolutely love this show and I don't ever want it to end. Anyway, that is for future me to worry about. Right now, let's talk about Dark. So this is episode 6, one of the last 3 episodes of the show. And last time we lost Katerina, we lost Peter, and most notably, we lost Jonas, which is very hard for me to fathom because Jonas has been like our one sort of constant throughout this. I mean, sure, we still have Adam, we still have middle Jonas, but this Jonas, like, that we lost is the Jonas that we've been on this journey with the entire time. I honestly didn't think we were going to lose him because we have future iterations of him that are alive. So that really threw me, and I'm really interested to see what these next couple episodes bring because I'm just so used to sort of seeing everything from that Jonas's perspective and trying to figure out how that Jonas became middle Jonas and Adam that I don't know how to process that he's not gonna be in the next couple episodes. Like, and that also makes me like so curious as to like what the fuck is gonna happen. I can only assume based off of the fact that Marta killed him that she's trying to stop every iteration of Jonas and Adam so that her world can survive. I don't know. I don't know. We're just gonna have to see where all of this goes. So I'm not gonna ramble, at least not until the end of the episode. So let's just see what this one brings. Are we finally gonna see what's in the fucking letter? Oh my god, open it. I can't speak German. Watch me try to read it again.
Lieber Jonas.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Du hast versprochen, es alles wieder gut zu machen. Ich will, dass du weißt, dass du das wirst.
No.
Du darfst niemals die Hoffnung verlieren, dass es einen Weg aus diesem Labyrinth gibt. Einen Weg, mich zu retten. Und dich.
This is so fucked up.
Doch dafür müssen wir Opfer bringen. Und unvorstellbare Dinge tun. Um den Knoten am Ende zu lösen. Jedes Schicksal in diesem Knoten ist geknüpft an das nächste. Ein Faden, rot wie Blut, der all unser Tun verbindet. Im Licht
and in shadow.
Und im Schatten. Warum sperrt ihr mich ein? Aber die Apokalypse, sie muss passieren.
Why?
Du musst mich sterben lassen,
Why?
damit ich leben kann.
That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Manche Dinge müssen wir gehen lassen, bevor sie zu uns zurückfinden. Wir passen perfekt zusammen. Glaube niemals etwas anderes.
So is that why Adam does everything? Because he thinks that it's gonna bring Marta back? But couldn't he just have, you know, not killed her? Ooh, this is interesting. Unless another version gives him the letter. Because I was gonna say this might be something different, but I don't know. Also, can I just say this actress is like all the acting in the show, but like her and Jonas, so good. Day of the Apocalypse. Okay.
Was ist denn passiert?
There's no way she could possibly explain.
Was ist los?
Oh, she does. Kind of, at least.
Das hat recht. Das, was Mike gesagt hat, das ist ein Weltuntergang. Das ist kein Kraftwerk. Heute, Bartosz Vater versucht, einen Störfall zu vertuschen. Die Fässer, ich weiß, das klingt total verrückt, aber die Welt geht heute unter.
It's true.
Tickst du nicht mehr ganz richtig? Wann hast du das letzte Mal geschlafen?
Hörst du mir überhaupt zu?
Ich habe keine Zeit für deinen Psychoscheiß.
I mean, your sister is clearly in distress, but also, like, if my sister yelled that at me, like, even if I didn't believe it, I'm not just gonna walk out the door and be like, I don't have time for this. You know? It's like, well, you don't have time for anything, really, because the fucking world's about to end.
Sigmundus,
Cretus ist.
der alte Tannhaus, hat fest daran geglaubt, ein Paradies zu erschaffen, in dem wir frei sind von unserem Schicksal und frei sind von Schmerz. Eine Welt außerhalb von deiner und meiner Welt. Aber ich habe endlich begriffen, was das Paradies wirklich ist.
What, Oblivion?
Unendliche Dunkelheit, in der nichts existiert.
So, Oblivion, yeah.
Aber dafür muss die Apokalypse passieren. In meiner Welt und in deiner.
Why? So he just wants to destroy everything?
Immer gepresst mich.
Oh, he's gonna be honest about Hannah.
Was? Das schon sehr, sehr lange her ist.
Ooh. We finally found out the truth.
Manchmal treffen wir im Leben Entscheidungen, die wir nicht wieder rückgängig machen können. Mein Name ist nicht Alexander.
What is it? What is it? What is it?
Ich heiße Boris.
Oh yeah, wait, we already knew this. Boris.
Boris Niemals.
He is Hannah's
Aber es war ein
son,
Unfall. Das musst du mir glauben.
right?
Ich bin kein Mörder.
Was mit Mama?
Right?
Wusste Mama davon?
Deine Mutter ist das Beste, was mir in meinem Leben passiert ist. Sie hat mich aus all dem gerettet. Und ich habe ihr nicht einmal die Wahrheit gesagt. Bartosz, es tut mir leid.
Wait. Wait. He, am I fucking wrong or am I right? We've known his name before, but now I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. I'll come back to this.
Das ist der Pfennig, den ich im Bunker gefunden habe. Und das ist der Pfennig, den Helge bei sich hatte.
It's the same.
Ich habe erst gedacht, es muss ein Versehen sein, dass die Bilder falsch markiert wurden. Aber das hier, diese kleine Rille, die ist exakt identisch. Ich weiß nicht wie, aber das ist ein und derselbe Pfennig. Aber den hier, den hat Helge schon seitdem ich ihn kenne. Ich weiß, das macht überhaupt keinen Sinn. Aber als wäre der Pfennig
Traveled through time.
irgendwie durch die Zeit gereist.
Like Matt's dead body.
Wo ist Helge jetzt?
Immer noch im Untersuchungshaft.
I don't know that you should talk to him, Ulrich, because, yeah.
Ich glaube, dass wir unser Leben selbst in die Hand nehmen.
dass wir entscheiden, welchen Weg wir gehen.
I agree with that.
Dein Vater und ich.
Love you very
Vielleicht
much.
ist jetzt vieles anders. Das heißt nicht, dass es schlecht sein muss. Nein, das muss es nicht.
She's saying goodbye though. She just doesn't know it. And be like, where you
Willst du
go?
noch wohin?
Okay, she did say that.
Ich habe jemandem etwas versprochen.
Okay, so she's trying to keep her promise to Jonas. Speak of the devil. I wanna like touch it. You know? Touch it. Touch it. Yeah, touch it. But I wanted her to touch it.
Jonas.
Ah. This is the Jonas that Marta didn't get to, right?
Der Moment, der die Dinge in die eine oder in die andere Richtung laufen lässt.
Yeah.
Du holst ihn in unsere Welt. Oder nicht? Eine Linie, die in einer Schleife wieder auf sich selber trifft.
Then what's the point
Zwei
of
mögliche Wege.
killing him?
Auf der Außenkante der Linie oder auf der Innenkante der Linie. Und doch ist es dieselbe Linie. Zwei sich überlappende Realitäten.
Then what was the fucking point of killing him?
Auf einem der Wege stirbt er. Auf dem anderen nicht. Beides
Again.
wiederholt sich in der Schleife wieder und wieder. Das eine der Auslöser für das andere.
Then why did you... You know, I sound like a fucking broken record, but like...
Quantenverschränkung.
Sure, but why'd you kill him?
Adam hat die letzten 33 Jahre versucht, diese Verschränkung zu lösen. Damit das, was in dir wächst, niemals entsteht. Aber es ist unmöglich. Unsere Welten können nicht voneinander getrennt werden.
Then what
Jeder
is
Schritt,
your
den Jonas tut,
purpose?
wird von uns gelenkt. Er kann seinem Schicksal nicht entkommen.
Der Apparat. Die Substanz, die er
Der
benötigt.
Apparat. Du hast ihn noch. Wo ist er?
Er ist kaputt. Vielleicht musste erst alles so passieren. Damit es sich ändert beim nächsten Mal. Vielleicht gelingt es beim nächsten Mal.
Ich habe keine Zeit, 33 Jahre zu warten.
Actually, all
Soll ich
you
mich wieder
have
belügen,
is
damit alles genauso
time.
passiert? Nur damit ich diesmal auf der anderen Seite der Bunkertür stehe?
Yeah.
Warum hat sie nichts gesagt? Ein älteres Ich. Sie wusste, dass Martha stirbt. Wie sie stirbt. Warum sollte ich dir vertrauen?
It's a good question.
Die Materie im AKW. Ich weiß, was sie ist. Ich kann dir helfen, Martha zu retten. Alle zu retten.
We're still in the loop. Big old loopy loop. I think he's figuring out it is Mads again, but
Diese Narbe am Kinn.
I remember that from the other world. Are you gonna say you think it's your brother? Or no?
Der Junge im Bunker sieht genauso aus wie Mats. Wie ist das möglich?
Mads.
Sie hat gesagt, ich muss es tun.
Wer? Was tun?
Ihn in die Zukunft schicken, um die Lücken zu schließen.
Marta?
Die Pfennige. Was hat das zu bedeuten?
Or Agnes?
Ich muss ihn stoppen.
Wen stoppen? Wen stoppen?
Yeah.
Dich.
Is that what happened? Does he follow him into the past again? Like in Jonas's world?
Das alles hat irgendwas mit deinem Vater zu tun. Er darf die Fässer nicht öffnen.
And fucking answer it. Alexander? Boris? Whatever the fuck you want to be called now.
Charlotte, Alexander hier. Kannst du ins AKW kommen? Ich möchte dir etwas zeigen.
No, here it goes.
Warum tust du, was er sagt?
Yeah, who are you?
Wir Auserwählten müssen die Lücken schließen.
Fill the
Damit du deinen
gaps.
Weg hierher findest und Adam sein. Und wir endlich Erlösung finden.
They talked about filling the gaps. I wonder where that comes from. Yeah, but out of all the impossible things, that's what seems impossible the most. They're cute, but y'all really will die.
Ich weiß nicht wie, aber der Junge im Bunker.
He thinks it's Mads.
Das macht's. Ruf mich zurück, wenn du es abhörst.
Except this all happened like a lot sooner than the apocalypse in Jonas's world. Like this is all happening like right as the apocalypse is. Fuck.
Magnus?
The casting once again, just so good on this show.
Jonas.
Jonas lebt?
It's a
In
different
unserer Welt.
Jonas.
Und er weiß, wo der Ursprung ist. Aber davor musst du Jonas vor der Apokalypse in seiner Welt retten. Und ihn in deine Welt bringen.
Ihr tickt doch alle nicht ganz richtig.
Du kannst nicht stoppen, was hier passiert. Aber wenn du mit uns kommst, dann kannst du es verhindern.
So that's how she got it in the first place.
Was ist das?
That explains.
Du musst mit uns mitkommen.
Wohin
Er
mitkommen?
gehört nicht zu uns. Er gehört zu den anderen.
Oh, let him come.
Sie werden ihn retten.
Everybody always leaves Bartosz behind. This poor guy.
Es tut mir leid.
Still so cool. The way they travel.
Wir errichten die Mauern
So they're like
des Labyrinths.
the fates.
Jeder von uns formt die Wege und reicht die Hand. Bartosz, du musst dich retten, um unser Leben zu bewahren. Claudia, du musst ein anderes Ich leiten,
That's
unsere Augen in
Bartosz.
Adams Welt zu sein. Egon, du musst
Egon.
deine Vergangenheit erschaffen, um den Stammbaum zu erhalten. Noah, du musst die Liebe bringen, damit alles neu entsteht.
Baby Noah.
Auf jede Dunkelheit folgt Licht. Auf jeden Tod folgt ein Leben.
So they're just trying to ensure that it all happens again. They just keep going in this circle to preserve the loop. It sounds exhausting.
Sie halten den Zyklus aufrecht.
Silly.
Damit du und ich hier sein können. Jetzt.
Was soll das heißen?
Everybody's obsessed with destiny, damn. Y'all
Als
could
wir das Ende erreicht haben.
just change it. This isn't the last episode, so how's
Das,
it the
was
end?
in dir wächst. Der Ursprung. Er muss sterben.
Oh.
Aber er kann nicht auf normalem Wege getötet werden. Er ist aus beiden Welten geboren. Und es braucht die Energie beider Welten, um ihn zu zerstören. Beide Welten löschen sich gegenseitig aus. Vollkommene Annihilation.
Somebody comes for Bartosz because he doesn't die. Is it himself? Yeah. I feel like it's not gonna work this because the other Aoife said it wasn't, right? Oh damn. I don't think you're supposed to bleed a lot like that. Egon. Interesting. Why did he go to Hannah? Oh, they're gonna die. Oh, they're gonna die. Really, 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 really? That's how you fucking end. That's how you end. How is that how they're gonna end it? How? For some reason, I thought that Hannah's maiden name was like Newald or however it's pronounced, but I think I was just remembering it from the last time that we had Alexander reveal his real name, Boris, right? So still not fully sure about that. Although okay, so Egon in the other world, I want to hear exactly what she says because it's really interesting that he went to Hannah. Egon, you must create your past to preserve the family tree. It's super incestuous, but again, the whole show is to preserve the family tree. So Marta wants everyone to be related to each other. I think that I'm still confused about everyone's, well, I think I finally understand Adam's motivation. I don't understand Marta's motivation, right? Like other Marta. She's like, she wants the apocalypse to happen. And she sends everybody to their places to like ensure this happens. But doesn't that mean that everybody forever stays stuck in the loop? And like, why would she want that? I think that's what I'm like failing to comprehend. And maybe that's just a failure on my part. Maybe it's like the show's gonna tell us eventually, you know, in the next 2 episodes, I guess. But like, I don't get her motivation to like keep this happening. I also just still don't understand why. Because, okay, the idea is they're saying, like, because they've said before, like, you can't change big moments, you can just change little ones. But if you're the person, like, do people not have free will? Like, just because Adam in the past had shot Marta, causing Jonas to become Adam, I don't understand why Adam in that moment can't make a different choice, right? Is it because he hasn't in the past? Like, is he locked in? Like, and at what point are you locked in to this choice? Like, wouldn't that mean that people don't have free will? And, like, I guess maybe that's the idea, because they're saying we are destiny. That's what Marta said. So maybe to some extent free will isn't a thing. But I'm just confused, because I still feel like, could you not just make a different choice? Like, when Marta is explaining to the younger Marta why she killed Jonas, it still doesn't make sense to me. Like, if the loop happens and, like, another version of Jonas becomes Adam, then why did you take that version of Jonas? For, like, there's no reason. Like, what was the purpose of her taking that version of Jonas? So that he can't change things? But, like, why kill him then? Like, why not do something different? I don't understand the motivations of, like, the characters, you know? Mostly, like, Marta. Like, I think Adam explains it pretty well in this scene that I have up right now, which is that he wants it to be over, right? Like, he said okay, so, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. He said Townhouse wanted to create, like, a utopia, right? Like a paradise on Earth. And he thought the way to do that was to be able to travel through time. So, like, if you fucked something up, you could go back and change it at the point that you fucked it up. I think that's what he was saying. Okay. Anyway, at one point he mentioned that. I must be in the wrong scene. But he said that, and then he said, you know, I came to realize that the only way to have peace, kind of, is total annihilation of everything, right? He just wants oblivion. Yeah, like, he's done. To me, this version of Jonas, the way I'm reading it, is like, he's just done. He just wants it to be over. He's tired of the fucking cycle. He's tired of, you know, this cycle repeating and repeating and repeating, and he's just trying to end it. Like, he's trying to opt out of the loop that they're stuck in. And, like, honestly, at this point, like, I understand, because it just seems like there's no way out, right? And it appears that Marta has been orchestrating this all along, whereas we thought Adam was, like, the great manipulator, but Claudia, who talked to Jonas, was basically sent there to be the eyes for Marta. So it's confusing, you know? I'm also still curious, like, when does he start calling himself Adam? Is it because Aoife is Aoife, and so he's like, I'll be Adam? Like, I'm curious about that. Silja might be the girl from the future. I don't know. Because the girl from the future said that they're there to fill in the gaps, right? Like, the followers fill in the gaps, which we heard another time before, so that the story plays out like it's supposed to. Now, again, I don't understand. I don't understand like the inevitability of this, right? Like, I guess Aoife sort of manipulated the other Marta and Jonas into having sex because it's necessary to preserve the knot, right? Because their child being existing of both worlds, to my understanding, is what is like making both worlds trapped in this loop that they can't get out of, right? So the sort of paradox of it all, right? Like what came first, is the idea is that the origin is the baby, but so many events had to happen for that to happen. I feel like we're still kind of in like bootstraps paradox of like, or the bootstrap paradox of like, you never know what like the actual inciting incident is, right? Because in order for the baby to exist, time travel had to exist. There are like, in order for that Marta and Jonas to come together in the first place, those worlds had to be linked. In order for the worlds to be linked, Marta had to be pregnant to put them in this never-ending loop, right? So, yeah. It's a chicken and egg situation, you know? I'm still curious who Alexander is. Is he Hannah and Egon's child? It makes sense, but also in that other world, Ulrich and Hannah had a kid, and Egon went to Hannah to save her. So who is that kid? It's confusing, right? Because that kid would be unique to the world. But maybe I've been wrong about this the whole time. Maybe it's not Egon and Hannah. I'm sorry, you guys. I don't know how I'm supposed to say it, so I just keep saying it every way. But maybe she was already pregnant with Ulrich's baby. Depending on how long ago, I guess it was only like a week, right? Because the apocalypse, yeah, it could very well be Ulrich's kid. Maybe I've been wrong all this time, even though she told Egon it was his. Maybe it's actually Ulrich's. Could still be Alexander. Boris. Interesting. Everyone's still related regardless, but maybe not quite as closely related. I don't know. I could be wrong. Anyway, let me look at my notes and see what else I want to talk about. So in the letter that Marta writes to Jonas, that Marta tells Marta to write to Jonas, she kind of is orchestrating him into place, right? I still don't understand Marta's... I know Marta's motivation is to continue the loop. Like, why? I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't understand, like, the Romeo and Juliet of it all. You know, like, again, I get that for Jonas and Marta, they're like 16, 17, at a stretch 18. I don't think they're 18, but they're like in that young teenage time of your life when the person that you're in love with, you think there's no possible way that that's not going to be your forever person. Like, I get that. I just wish that like middle Jonas or middle Marta, or like that they could realize that not always necessarily the case, you know? Like, you don't have to end up with the person that you're madly in love with at 16. And obviously it's very, very, very much more complicated than that for this show. But, like, the star-crossed lovers of it all, it's just like, I keep waiting for Jonas, any iteration of Jonas, to be like, you know what? I, like, especially, like, the middle Jonas, right? Like, I wait for him to be like, I thought that you were the only way I could be happy. And I tried to bring you back for so long because I just felt guilty that I had survivor's guilt or whatever, But I can just make a different choice now. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's just, I think that Marta and Jonas would have gotten a chance to just grow up and realize that there's more fish in the sea. There's more people that you'll love. Y'all can still remain close. After all, your family. But just, there's so much more to life than you think when you're that age. And I mean, obviously, again, there's very complicated, extenuating circumstances. But it's just like, I just wish that they could each have a chance to be happy. Maybe that's quite silly of me because of the world that they exist in and how fucked up and complicated it is, and everybody's related to everybody in this whole fucking town. But I want to look up the exact definition of quantum entanglement. Quantum entanglement is the phenomenon that occurs when a duet of particles are generated, interact, or share spatial proximity in such a way that a quantum state of each particle of the group cannot be described independently of the state of the others, including when the particles are separated by a large distance. Okay, so they're basically saying that, like, it doesn't matter what happens, like, because of Marta and Jonas's bun in the oven, that the universes are quantumly entangled and therefore cannot exist separate of each other because the particles exist in the same spatial space. That's why Jonas thinks that the only way to he's trying to destroy the entanglement by destroying the baby, which he thinks is what is causing the entanglement, and therefore destroying both worlds, because if he can destroy what is causing the entanglement, then they can unentangle from themselves, I guess. I guess that makes sense. But Marta wants them to stay entangled. She says there's no way to unentangle them, right? Okay, so I just watched the scene again, and I still fail to understand, like, why Marta wants to keep the entanglement entangled. It's just, it's sad because Jonas has been manipulated by everyone. Like, no one has ever been honest with him, not even himself. So, like, no version of Jonas, like middle Jonas, Adam Jonas, has been honest with Jonas. Noah wasn't honest with Jonas. Marta's not being honest with Jonas. Like, there is literally no one. Claudia is not being honest with him. That is just telling him, like, how shit is. So it kind of is no wonder that he becomes Adam, because every step of the way he's getting his strings pulled by someone else to do their bidding like they want, and just at no point is he free of that. And that sucks, yeah, I don't know, I just think that's sad, and it sucks, and I'm sad for Jonas because I don't know, I'm really interested. I wonder if, like, the crux of this show is in the idea of, like, which, because they have talked about this before, free will versus, like, predestiny or whatever, right? Because Jonas is constantly thinking and acting as though he has free will until he becomes Adam, in which case he's still controlling his younger self, but it's not that he doesn't think he has free will. It's just that Jonas is acting like he has free will because that's what he thinks, right? At least up until he is Adam at some extent, in which case he's still trying to exert his will, which he thinks is free, over things. However, it seems like Marta and all of the people on Marta's side are playing their own game in which they call themselves destiny and fate. And it brings up the question of if free will does exist in this world. Because even if you think that you're making the choices that you want to make in the moment, if your strings are getting pulled over here by this person, are you really? You know? I also think it's interesting that in the other world, the suits are red, whereas they're always yellow. Like, everything's yellow. Even, like, with Marta, like, the raincoat, she has Jonas's raincoat. In the other world, yellow. However, in the other world, the suits are red. And I don't know if that's supposed to tell us something, but I find it interesting that the idea is that Marta is, like, the light and Adam is the shadow. And, like, sure, he does want to annihilate both worlds, but it also kind of seems like he just wants to end the suffering of everyone, and Marta wants to prolong it. Yeah, I'm not sure whose side I'm on, especially now that we don't have, like, I mean, we have younger Jonas here, but he's getting manipulated by Claudia. So now that we don't have the Jonas that went to Marta's world, it's like, I'm not really sure who I'm supposed to root for. Like, younger Marta, obviously, but then at what point does she turn into the Marta that's trying to control everything? And so I shouldn't root for her, you know? It's like, it's confusing. I do think that it's cool and interesting that in this iteration that Alexander is the one who called Charlotte, I might be remembering wrong, but I feel like in the other world, Alexander didn't just call Charlotte right away. You know, he kind of just seemed to want to come clean in this iteration of the world. Like, he even told Bartosz the truth about, of course, we didn't really get to know the truth. Like, we knew he was Boris anyway. Like, did he kill that person? I guess it's not relevant, but I'm curious, you know? Anyway, yeah, I just thought Alexander was interesting in this episode. Also, to see, like, whatever happened to Helgi was obviously Ulrich again, because he said, I have to stop you. So Ulrich did the thing that he did before and went back, I'm assuming, to when Helgi was a kid. Maybe we'll see that in the next episode. I'm not really sure, like, where it's gonna start off or anything. So that'll be interesting if we do. Also, I really feel bad for Bartosz. It kind of just feels like he's the afterthought to everybody, like, all the time. And I don't know, it makes me sad. Like, he has to go and save himself because no one is there trying to actually help him. She has to send him to save himself. I don't know why. I just think that's really fucking sad, you know? Still don't know who the Scarlet guy is. Maybe he's Silja. Maybe the girl from the future is Silja. I think that is all that I have to say about this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you want, you can like, comment, and subscribe if you aren't already. You can also watch my entire full-length reaction to this episode and every single episode thus far of Dark over on my Patreon if you're interested in that. That is linked in the description down below. And like I said, if you're watching this on YouTube, while you're over there, you can help me pick out what to watch after dark. I have very high standards after this, so hopefully it's good. Yeah, I cannot wait to see the next episode, and 2 episodes left, you guys. Damn, I'm gonna miss this show so fucking much. It's so good. The casting, the acting, the writing, the cinematography, it's just, I just love it. Anyway, hope to see you guys next time. Until then, bye guys. Did I already do that?